Today, we're talking about a skill that is just as important as reading or math for our kids, but it's something we almost never teach directly. I'm talking about emotional intelligence, or EQ. You can think of it as the secret manual for navigating friendships, handling big challenges, and really understanding their own inner world.
Okay, let's be real, we've all been there, right? That huge meltdown over something that seems so small, the frustration that ends with a slammed door, or maybe that quiet worry they have about school. You know, handling these big feelings can be one of the most draining parts of being a parent. But what if we could actually give our kids the tools to navigate these emotions themselves?
So, if we're going to give them those tools, we first have to understand what we're even building. Let's dive right into what EQ actually means. And I'll tell you, it's so much more than just being nice. It's a set of real, practical skills that anyone can learn.
At its heart, EQ is really just about two things: understanding emotions and then managing them. And for our kids whose brains are growing at an incredible rate, learning this is like getting a map and a compass for their own feelings. It helps them figure out what they're feeling, maybe why they're feeling it, and what to do about it in a healthy way.
I like to think of EQ as having 4 key building blocks. It all starts from the inside out. First, there's emotional awareness. That's just noticing and being able to name a feeling. Then you have self-regulation, which is learning how to manage that feeling. After that, kids start looking outward with social awareness. You know, picking up on what other people are feeling. And finally, all of that comes together to build strong relationship skills. These are the foundations for pretty much everything, from playground dynamics to just getting along at home. So why is this such a big deal right now, especially in those elementary school years? Well, because this isn't just some nice feel-good idea. The benefits are real, and you'll see them pop up everywhere. Let's take a look at what having a higher EQ actually looks like in a kid's day-to-day life.
Well, for starters, when kids can manage what's going on inside, they can actually focus better in the classroom. They tend to have fewer outbursts because they've learned healthier ways to get their feelings out. They build better friendships because they can actually understand a friend's point of view. And, maybe most importantly, they bounce back from challenges more easily. Look, this isn't about raising perfect kids. It's about raising capable and resilient ones. And this point is just so important. The goal is not to stop our kids from ever feeling angry or sad or frustrated. That's impossible. The goal is to give them the skills so those feelings don't completely hijack their brains. It's about teaching them how to feel a big wave of emotion without getting totally swept away by it.
Okay, so you're probably thinking, this sounds great, but how do I actually do it? The good news is it's not about giving lectures or buying textbooks. Let's get into a really practical toolkit you can start using at home, like tonight.
All right, tool number 1. The very first step is just helping your child notice and name their feelings. You know, when a kid can go from just feeling a chaotic storm inside to saying, "I feel frustrated," that feeling instantly loses some of its power. It becomes something they can look at instead of something that's just controlling them. And you can make this really fun, not like a chore. You could use pictures of different faces and play Guess the Feeling. Or start a simple check-in every day. I love asking, what color is your mood today? And as you introduce new words like frustrated or proud or overwhelmed, you're not just growing their vocabulary, you're literally giving them a better, more detailed map to their own heart. So once they can name a feeling, the next step is teaching them what to do with it. This is all about self-regulation. It's the skill of learning how to calm down when you're angry or how to cope when you feel anxious. This is what helps prevent those huge outbursts or, on the flip side, those internal shutdowns. And what's great is that we can use different tools for different emotions. For anger, something like an anger thermometer is amazing. It helps a kid see their anger level rising from a 1 to a 5 so they can do something before they hit a 10. For anxiety, a simple grounding technique like the 5-4-3-2-1 method can pull them out of their worried thoughts and back into the present moment. The key here is to present these as helpful tools, never as punishments.
Now, this 3-step strategy, it's a game changer for dealing with impulsive reactions. We're basically helping our kids install a pause button between a feeling and an action. It's a simple mental habit that will serve them their entire life. Just stop, think about your choices, and then choose the best one.
And now we get to bring all these skills together. Think about it. A kid who understands their own feelings and knows how to manage them is going to be so much better at navigating the tricky world of friendships. From solving arguments to working together, and really importantly, knowing how to make things right when they mess up. This is so much more powerful than a forced "I'm sorry." This little formula teaches real accountability. The first part, I'm sorry I, acknowledges what they did. The second part, next time I'll, creates a plan for the future. I'm sorry I grabbed the toy, next time I'll ask first. It totally shifts the focus from who's to blame to how we can fix this and repair the friendship.
Okay, so all of these tools and games are fantastic. They really are. But they aren't the most powerful way to teach EQ. Because the most influential, most important EQ teacher in your child's life is 100% you.
Our kids learn how to handle emotions by watching how we handle our own stress, how we deal with conflict. So when we say out loud, I'm feeling really frustrated right now, so I'm just going to take a few deep breaths, we are literally modeling the exact skill we want them to learn. And pay attention to that last point. Praise the effort, not thanks for being quiet, but wow, I saw you were getting really upset and you chose to walk away to cool down. That was so strong.
If you take one phrase away from this, let it be this one. It can absolutely be a game changer in your home. It does two things perfectly. First, it validates your child's feeling it is always okay to feel angry. But second, it holds a firm boundary. It is not okay to hit. This helps separate who they are from what they did, which lets them feel loved and accepted even when they've made a mistake.
And here is one last, really crucial piece of advice. The time to practice deep breathing is not when your child is already in the middle of a screaming meltdown. Why? Because when they're in that state, their emotional brain has totally taken over. Their thinking, learning brain is basically offline. It literally cannot learn a new skill. So you practice these strategies during calm, happy, connected moments. That way, the skills are already there, ready to be used when those big feelings show up.
So, I'll leave you with this one question to think about. It doesn't have to be some big, serious conversation. It could be as simple as asking that, what color is your mood question at bedtime? What's one small step, one little conversation you can have to connect with and nurture your child's amazing heart today?